It's nice to see you even online.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the floor is yours.
How many minutes do you need?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. I will try to summarize my thoughts, which perhaps in a wider context, what I offered in my present previous abstract. The wider context that I think when we concentrate for the questions of this conference or our more or less common project, that we have to speak more different languages, and we have to speak in the language of more different social science methods and approach when we speak about the educational inequalities and the social context of the educational inequalities and the social solutions or educational solutions or pedagogical solutions against the educational inequalities. My first thesis, then when we speak about the collective phase or the collective side of the situation of the educational inequalities, we have to follow parallelly the methods of sociology and anthropology, because when we look for the truth or a kind of truth concerning the educational inequalities, we have to speak parallel about the macro and micro level problems. My second thesis, that when we speak about the final reason, final social reason of the educational inequalities, we have to speak within the conflictuous paradigm and within the functionalist paradigm. Why? Because I think that if we want to understand the reason of inequalities, we have to follow the looking for the real reasons. We have to follow the real conflictuous paradigm or Weltanschauungs. Correct. I want to be very correct. We have to follow Marx and we have to follow Bourdieu. But we try to follow Marx and Bourdieu, then don't make angry our functionalist colleagues, because we need the support our functionalist colleagues. Why? Because there is only one part of functionalists are on the basis of the organic word interpretations. I mean that only one part of the organics believe that the educational inequalities is a kind of a decision of the nature or the decision of the universe or the decision of the God. But that part of organists, not only that kind of people than Chamberlain in the 19th century Leader Principes book, which is very important package of values, and which is mirrored for the modern mass culture in Tarantino Django. Perhaps you remember the famous scheme of the Negro head cutting in this famous film. But a lot of functionalist organicists has some kind of social responsibility, and we need that kind of the support of that kind of functionalists. And the other part of functionalists who believe that the educational inequality make a lot of problem, simply to say, a lot of technical problem in the society, create a lot of criminalist problem, create a lot of unemployment, create a lot of social threatening, which need extra money, which we have to pay for the police and prison and punishment. These are functionalist people, but they believe that it's the time to do something against the educational inequalities. They don't do it, or they don't say it, that we have to think against the education inequalities because that's our values. But we have to do these things because that is our interests. That is our, as a middle class or higher class intellectuals, it is our interest. The third thesis that we need that sociological or anthropological approach on the language which is reliable for the educational actors, I mean everyday teachers or civil activists without high education and all and similar things, because they don't like to see the world as a kind of consequence of some kind of social determinations or social actors, and we have to speak a language which is good for them, which is good for their activities. And my last thesis, that when we speak about, when we are within the sociological paradigm, we have to work parallel with a quantitative and with qualitative approach. Because without working very statistical, very statistical, and very quantitative approach, we have no arguments for getting money from international sources, or we have no tools getting money in the national budget against the education inequalities, because the other actors who want to get monies for anything else, for health inequalities and so on. So these other actors are on the basis of the language of the numbers. and the language of the numbers is much closer for the European authorities and for government or the parliament. So we need that kind of empirical language. And naturally, we need the language of the qualitative sociology or anthropology, because we have to argue for the society, for the press, that you can see that kind of tragical situation. There are that kind of bad situation. And my very last thesis that I think this kind of qualitative, this kind of quantitative methods will be a kind of parallel using of the national censuses and national public administration, I mean educational administrative data, and coordinated research data, and our quantitative research need the standardized anthropological or case studies methods, and the so-called scandal methods, practically seeing what's happened in the country, what is in the press, what is in the Facebook, and we have to organize to spreading that kind of problems. Thank you for your attention.